Welcome back to IGN Live at Comic-Con. Chances are you've probably seen Avengers Endgame. It's not just the biggest movie of the year, it is the epic culmination of 11 years of careful world building. I'm joined now by the writers of not just Avengers Endgame, but also Infinity War, Civil War, Winter Soldier. The list goes on. Please welcome Christopher Markus and Stephen McFeely and my IGN colleague, Brian Altano.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Seriously.
Yeah. You're having a year.
Right?
It's been okay so far.
Couple of
months.
Yeah.
Never.
So like this is probably the end of like ramen noodles forever, right?
But I like ramen noodles.
Things are fine.
Good. Good. That's good to hear.
I mean, congrats. You guys, you wrote a bunch of movies, but also you've clearly been kind of working behind the scenes for quite some time, like kind of helping lay the groundwork.
Yeah, Marvel's been sort of a family for the last 11 years. We got there in late 2008 on Captain America and just haven't left. So it's nice to sort of pop up and say hi.
Are you taking a break now, or are you secretly working on stuff? Or?
We're working on stuff. We're taking a little Marvel break just to cleanse the palate because we can't raise the stakes. I mean, we could kill everybody in the universe as opposed to just half, but let it rest
Avengers
a little bit, and then we'll be back.
Endgame 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that'd be ridiculous. So the next thing is obviously you're going in a little bit different direction. But the Marvel thing, does this feel like obviously the culmination, the fans and everything, was just amazing to sort of put a button on that and go, we're good.
It was amazing, and it's a very rare opportunity both to have the success to be able to build this big of a story, but to be given the permission by the people making the thing to really end it. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are more Marvel movies, but the intention was always to take some people out and to end the thing. And, I can't think of another franchise where they're not always going like, well, you'll see him next year.
Hollywood doesn't work that way.
Right.
Right? They've got a good thing and they're going to keep it going.
This is unprecedented.
Yeah.
What you guys have done.
Yeah.
Was it, whose idea was it to kill people?
Well, I think about it every day.
It's a collaborative conversation, obviously. You can't just say, hey, I think Robert Downey Jr. should be done. And Marvel goes, well, Steve, you're right. We should do what you say. So it's Chris and I were tasked with sort of escorting a number of the characters, the main OG Avengers, off the stage. And we went to Joe and Anthony Russo and to Kevin Feige and the team and said, all right, here's how we might want to take Tony out. Here's how we might want to say goodbye to Natasha. Here's how we'd say goodbye to Steve. It's not the same as the others. Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Where are people's stories taking them? And there were some people whose stories weren't necessarily taking them out. So it was like we could have killed Thor, but his story didn't say kill Thor. Tony's did lead to that directly. So
You made him large and drunk instead.
which
I appreciate.
Seemed a story point.
He became quite human.
Yes.
Now, we actually went on Twitter and we grabbed a bunch of questions from fans. There's
Cool.
a lot of fans out there. A lot of people really want to know about the MCU. They have questions. So here are some of them. This is a nice, sweet one. I feel like people are always like prodding you, being like, why did this thing happen? What's your favorite part of the last battle? Owen Burkett, too, says that. And why?
Oh, the last battle. Well, I mean, everybody coming through the portals. Actually, I'll break it down to an even smaller moment. There's a moment when Cap is watching the people come through the portals that he gets almost a little smile on his face, which I love because he's always the guy who comes and bails people out, and he doesn't expect people to bail him out, and they did. And it's some sort of validation for him after however 112 years of kicking people's asses.
What do those giant battle scenes look like on the page when you're writing? Because they look like splash pages in a comic, but on the big screen. Right. How do you put that in a screenplay?
Well, we certainly we start it and we say here's how it's going to work, and we're the keepers of the character in a lot of those instances. But there's so many departments and so many smart people, so we'll do our best, and we'll outline things like the flea flicker when everyone gets the gauntlet and passes it back and forth, and we write that. But then previs departments and stunt coordinators and all that, they come in and do things better than we can do them.
Do you want to read the next one? I can do this.
You can do that.
Alessandro Tenorio says, this, and by the way, this is the part where people on the internet will start to poke holes in your creative writing.
Wow.
They'll go, I have some better ideas.
Yes.
Was it always Tony who was going to die, or have you thought about anyone else?
Well, we certainly, we considered everybody as we had permission. Tony was always going to die. because that was this is the culmination of his arc from the beginning, from selfish to completely selfless. It's the most selfless possible act he could do. So we never really had any other consideration for it. But we'll kill anybody given the opportunity.
I appreciate that. Nobody's safe in the MCU.
Now, MXA Ghost said, how do you give equal time to all the characters? Each Avenger has such an important role to play. I remember reading about you guys having like a giant corkboard with like 43 characters up there.
Well, we definitely thought of the two movies as a whole. So we gave ourselves permission to backseat some characters in Infinity War, knowing that they'd have plenty of screen time in Endgame. Cap and Natasha are pretty good examples of that. And we also gave ourselves permission to kind of rank them in terms of how much story they were going to get. You weren't going to get 45 minutes of Mantis over these, right? But you were going to get, Tony for that long because we're going to say goodbye to him. So we always want characters to contribute. We want them to pop. We want you to remember, I love that moment with that character. But it doesn't mean that they have a complete 18-beat arc and then die in the end.
Timothy Donner says...
No, I think we should do the last one.
You want to do the last one?
Let's do the last one.
Okay.
We're doing it.
All right, let's do this. You really?
I think we should do it.
Okay. McCool Shendy says, since MCU has a multiverse, does that mean there's a universe where Avengers won by putting Ant-Man in Thanos' ass?
You said backside. You didn't have to say
Backside.
I said ass.
Right.
This has been a big thing on the internet.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you guys actually maybe got drunk and explored this concept?
Explored Thanos' ass?
a year or two. You didn't have to go just...
He said it. I'm just reading what he said.
The internet gives us so many options.
I've thought about it a lot, and I've answered it before, but I will answer it again. Thanos can take a punch from the Hulk. He can be, he's incredibly durable. And I would assume then that all parts of him are equally durable. And that if you were, his colon is an immovable object, and Ant-Man is not an unstoppable force. So the colon would win.
Well, there it is. Thank you guys for that, and also...
Proctologists, weigh in.
Oh, God. Avengers Endgame is available to stream at home on July 30th, on Blu-ray and DVD on August 13th. We've got tons more IGN Live at Comic-Con coming up, so try not to get snapped out of the universe because we'll be right back.